All right, welcome back to WMAC Now with your host, Chuck Stevenson, coming at you with a fight review. We're going to Seoul, South Korea for Black Combat 10. We're going to an Atomweight championship bout. The champ, SiYoon Park, coming in at 5-3, taking on the challenger, Moeri Suda, coming in at 10-5. I was, of course, very looking forward to this fight, not only because it was an Atomweight title fight, but I've been following both of these fighters their whole careers. SiYoon Park, of course, coming in off of a win in September, taking the Deep Jewels Atomweight title in the Deep versus Black Combat event. So only the Black Combat title was on the line here. The Deep Jewels title was not, even though Suda was repping Deep Jewels. So let's get into it. All right, first round, Park used her hands early, mixed into the head and body. Suda landed some nice front kicks to the body. Now, Suda kept looking to clinch, but Park would circle out and reset. Park tried to signal an eye poke at one point when Suda went for the clinch. The ref didn't do anything, and Suda tried to jump guard, but Park kept it standing on the fence. There was a little bit of dirty boxing after that. Suda jumped guard again, pulling Park to the mat. Now, Park tried to stack Suda, but Suda snatched the arm, trying to stretch it. Now Park escaped the armbar attempt, and Suda stretched for a knee bar pretty much right at the bell. So good first round of action between the two. Second round started, and Suda came out aggressive. She got the clinch and looked for a takedown before pulling Park down into her guard. So didn't really jump guard, just kind of like pulled her right into her guard. It was kind of disappointing to see that from Park, honestly. Park moved her to the fence, where Suda kept her guard open, again hunting for the armbar, which Park defended. Now, some short hammer fists from Park on top, and she got back into Suda's guard from defending the armbar. There were some punches from both, in the ground, but not much. Park stood up and got out of the guard. Suda followed. Some more punches on the feet from Park, and Suda landed another kick to the body before clinching. Suda went for a takedown that got reversed by Park, who landed on top, and some more punches from both, and Park stood again right before the bell sounded. So, honestly, a little bit better of a second round than the first rather. Going into the third and final round, only a 3-round title fight, which is kind of standard in a lot of Korean and Japanese MMA. Suda again came out aggressive, punching into the clinch. Some knees to the thighs from both. Now, Suda tried to trip, and Park resisted, but Suda did manage to pull Park down into her guard again. Not much different from how she did it in the second round. Some light punches from both on the ground. There was a referee stand-up. Suda got warned for punches to the back of the head. She did land like one or two kind of to the back of the head. They were behind the ear. And, they qualified for back of the head, but they weren't like the worst I've ever seen. Especially considering that Suda was the one on bottom. Anyway, Suda came forward. Park tried to counter and was throwing some lazy overhands. I don't know if she was getting tired or what, but she was throwing some lazy punches. Suda got the clinch. Park managed to gain control, stay on the outside, and after a little bit of inactivity, the referee split him up again. Park started missing some counters. Suda again managed to pull her into guard. Suda went for a heel hook and complained about Park grabbing her glove, which, rewatching it a second time, she definitely was grabbing a glove. Park survived the heel hook to the bell. So it went to the judges, and if the subtitle translation is correct, these scores were nuts. 30-27, 29-28. Here's the crazy one. 30-26, all for your winner via unanimous decision, SiYoon Park. Yeah, I don't know where that 30-26 is unless it mistranslated the subtitles, which is possible. So Park retains the Black Combat title. She actually apologized in the interview for not putting on a better performance. She said as hard as she worked, I think what she was trying to say, and again, this is going by an automatic translation to the subtitles, that as hard as she worked in camp, she should have put on a better fight. So she apologized to the fans and her team. She defends the Black Combat title and already has her first defense of the Deep Jewels title scheduled for March. It was actually scheduled before this fight. Suda's dad, her dad is her coach, complained about Park grabbing a glove. And this was what actually held up the scores for like several minutes, because he just kept arguing with the ref, talking about the glove. And rewatching it, yeah, she was like the ref was saying, oh, they had the palms touching or whatever, No, she was pulling on the glove on the ground. It was bad. Like, she should have either been warned at the least or a point taken away. I will give Suda's dad credit for that. So, in 4 months, between September to now January, SiYoon Park has gone from an unknown, I mean, I knew who she was, but nobody else had really heard of her. She went from unknown to a top-tier atomweight. She defeated the Deep Jewels champion. She just defeated a former Deep Jewels title challenger. In Asia, she's she's probably a top 5 atomweight now. I think if you go to the Sherdog rankings, the Sherdog.com rankings, I believe they have her in the top 5 now. Let me pull them up here real quick. Let's see. They have SiYoon Park at number 7. So yeah, she's now in the top 10. And honestly, I would have her over some of the people they have ranked higher than her. So yeah, good for Park, man. Listen, don't be fooled by Moeri Suda's now 10-6 record. She's only 19, and she's improving. So people are going to look at her record and say, oh, she's not that good. No, she's good. It's just she keeps improving. It's just she needs to turn the corner. Like I think she might have plateaued a little bit, but not to a point where it's like serious. She just needs the right matchup and the right opponent that will allow her to really turn the corner and really show her improvements. So my final note here is a question. How high is SiYoon Park's ceiling at atomweight? Well, I'm going to get to her next matchup because we're going to find out. For things to work on, starting with Park, she needs to stop being so willing to go to guard. I mean, Suda was just kind of like pulling guard, like not even like hard pull guard, just kind of like pulling her down into the guard. And Park was way too willing to go into the guard with her. So don't be so willing to go to guard. Also, after you break the clinch or a clinch attempt, don't just reset. Make the opponent pay. I mean, you break the clinch, throw a strike. Make them pay. For Suda, she needs to not just pull guard. Really work for the takedown more. I think had she worked for the takedowns more, she'd have scored more. I mean, I'm not sure what Black Combat scoring criteria is, but I imagine that pulling guard does not score high compared to, like, say, a takedown. Now, for fights to make, for Moeri Suda, I'm not sure. Because here's the thing. She's already fought everyone there is to fight in Deep Jewels. Now, there are some fighters in Japan outside of Deep Jewels at atomweight. Like maybe Chihiro Sawada would be a nice one. But I think she needs to look for more fights overseas. This was her first fight outside of Japan. 15 fights in. Her 16th fight was her first fight outside Japan. I think she should look for more fights outside of Japan. For SiYoon Park, well, like I said, she already has her first title defense scheduled for Deep Jewels. Her first Deep Jewels title defense is scheduled against Seika Izawa at Deep Jewels number 44 on March 24th in Tokyo. This is going to be a good fight, but man, Park is going to have to really, really work on the things that I mentioned if she wants to get past Izawa. She definitely does not just want to go to guard or go into Izawa's guard like she did against Suda. She's going to have to really work on her takedown defense and keep that fight standing. But that should be a good one. So anyway, those are my thoughts on this bout. SiYoon Park getting the decision against Moeri Suda, defending the Black Combat Atomweight Championship. Let me know your thoughts on the fight in the comments down below. The fight is not publicly available on YouTube, but if you go to the Wmma subreddit, it is there. I'll put a link to it in the description. Let me know. Go watch it if you haven't seen it yet. Come back. Let me know your thoughts. If you like the vid, please hit the thumbs up button while you're at it. Good. Subscribe to WMAC Now, the best, most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.